Well, now we're live on the iPad. Hopefully it looks better. I'm going to wait till some people join up, and then we're going to have a little conversation about the Town and Country Air Pro channel, and maybe the regular channel as well. Had a lot of fun doing the Hangout last week, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We didn't do a live show last night, but we might be doing something a little bit differently going forward instead, so we'll talk about that too. Until then, I'll wait for some people to join up, and I'll look at some capacitors. This is a capacitor I used the other day. Let's see, it's a 10 microfarad. There we are. Nice common capacitor. Little Chinese bastard. Actually, they all are little Chinese bastards, I guess. Even the Titan Pro. Here's another one. 40/5. Pretty common. Little Chinese deals. Castor oil, no PCBs, no worky, no last, no long time. Oh, we got one person. I'm waiting for a couple other people. We got Robert Hansman Jr. Welcome, Robert Hansman Jr. I'm gonna do a little talking about the channel here in a second. We'll see if a couple guys want to join in and give me some feedback on it. Facebook looked like the place to do it. The YouTube HVAC community. I'm sitting here in Rocky Point, North Carolina. I just changed out a fan motor. There she goes. You can see she was a little warm, and it would run for a while, and then it would shut off, come to a grinding stop. I never was around when it would shut off, but it shut off just the same. What I'm going to talk about here today is recently, or last weekend, I did the YouTube Community Hangout, is what I called it. Welcome, Mr. Riviere. Welcome, Jim Bergman. Holy man. Last weekend I did the YouTube Community Hangout. But I was thinking, hey Jim, I was thinking that we would change things up a little bit, and what I would do is take these Hangouts, because I didn't realize how easy it was to do a Hangout. I guess people are texting me now. No, good. I didn't realize how easy it was to do a Hangout, and it's pretty fun. So I was figuring we could take some of those themes that we use on the Pro channel and do Hangouts, and I could actually give the Hangout like a theme. Like we'll talk for 30 minutes or an hour on, you know, capacitors, motors, different things that are interesting in the HVAC community, how to run our businesses, what business tactics work. Just some hour dedicated to that certain aspect of the business. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of guys, a lot of different input, so having a Hangout is a good way to do it, because we'll have up to 10 people in there talking about their experiences, because we're all going to have strengths and weaknesses in other areas. Like Steve Lav says, we all have strengths and weaknesses, and being able to recognize that is a good thing. My strength is working on heat pumps and ACs. You see a lot of gas packs, but I don't see as many gas furnaces. I don't see as many oil furnaces. I don't see any hydronic heating whatsoever. But there's a lot of guys out there, that's all they do all winter long. So they're very good at that sort of thing. So I figured this might be a great thing. We can get some of our guys together, have an enclosed environment like the Pro channel to talk. We can talk about certain things. We can talk about more intricate things that we don't want going out to the general public. We can talk about load calculation. We can talk about any of the different formulas we use at work. We can, you know, people were talking about manual D. That's a big deal. Now, my manual D burned up in the fire, and I still haven't replaced it, but I should replace it. I haven't had it in probably about a year and a half, I guess. I need to replace my manual J and my manual N. I haven't had those in a long time either. That's stuff that we can get together. That way, if you guys have a question that I can answer, you can just ask me right there. And if someone else has a question that I can't answer, maybe one of the other fellows does know the answer. So I figured that would be a great way to do those Hangouts. I do like the Hangouts on the weekend. I do like the fact that there's just a random assortment of dudes on there. But I don't really want to have the Hangouts with laymen and homeowners and stuff like that. Not in this particular aspect. It'd be nice to have just people that are in the trade, people that are, you know, been around for a while, that are interested in learning and growing their knowledge base. Speaking of Jim, I hope you would be able to join us for some of those, because that would be great. I know a lot of the questions revolve around tools, how to properly use tools, and Jim would be a good guy to answer those questions, because a lot of us have very fancy tools and no training on those tools. So that would open up doors for the rest of us to utilize what we already have. And that's just one of the many things. You know, tools are a hot topic. People are always like, I got a new tool, even if it's something small. I had people asking me about something simple, like a thermometer. You know, where'd you get that thermometer? I just like the way it's put together. But we can answer questions like that, and I just think it's a good way to do it. I want to get you guys feedback on that. What do you think? Do you think that's a worthwhile way to do things? I think the discussions could be good. I'm not quite sure when I'll do it. I might even do one tonight. I don't have a theme for one yet, but you know, it could be anything. You know, we can talk about different kinds of capacitors, start kits, things that are just ordinary stuff in our business that one of us might have some knowledge on that the other one would benefit from. So if you guys watch this, go ahead and leave a comment at the bottom about what you'd like to see, what you'd like to hear about, what you'd like to discuss, and how you'd like to do it. Because I think it's something that we could all benefit from. So I'm going to head on over to the, believe it or not, a bakery that's going out of business in Rocky Point so I can buy the rest of their pastries. I have a comment from Jim saying he's still seeing some of the guys not fully using the iManifold. And that probably applied to me as well. So, and that's a perfect tool, because that tool, you know, when utilized properly, will give you a plethora of information. So maybe that could be one of the first ones we do. Properly using technicians' tools. You got all these fancy tools. They get them from, they're right out of school. They get all these different digital tools, not necessarily the iManifold or iConnect, but that's one of them. And they have no training on how to use it or how to interpret it. So that would be an excellent one to do. So let's, I'll plan on doing that then. I see, you know, there's a little bit of feedback there at the bottom. I'll give you guys some advance notice. Of course, the first one would be kind of like a warm-up probably, but I'll try to give you a few hours advance notice on the YouTube community and maybe the Talent 75 Pro group. And I might even do like a little live stream onto one of the YouTube channels just to get everybody ready. So, but that sounds good. Continue leaving your comments even after the video's over if you have anything to add to this. I think this could be a good thing for the community in general. I've been watching so much. Absolutely. Getting some ideas. Absolutely. The biggest problem, I guess, with talking to me is that there's a lack of free time. But I guess I could call right now instead of doing a vlog. I like doing vlogs. But that's great. You know, I'd be honored to do that. You know, we have a lot of respect for Jim Bergman in the community. I think everybody does. So anytime you want to bounce ideas off me, that'd be great. I hope I can actually add to the conversation. That'll be the biggest thing. Because I think you probably know pretty much all the stuff that I know, plus some. But that's great. I'd be happy to. Anything else that you guys want to see would be fantastic. We can do it in the Hangout environment. We can do it one-on-one. But I think the Hangout would be great because then multiple people would see the same information. A lot of questions could be answered all at once. And that'd be great. Okay, guys, I'm going to head over to the bakery. Continue to leave comments on the bottom, and I will read them when I get back to the house. I had kind of a jumbled up day today just because I had to take care of some family business, which is sort of my MO. But I'll read them when I get home a little bit later, and hopefully we can set up this first Hangout. All right, guys.